Say hello to Lane Moore.
Yay! Hi.
You know the Informer song, right? By Snow.
Oh, yes, I do.
Did that song inform your creative process? Did it help you become the artist you are today?
No, not in any way. I told you that it did. Has anybody told you that it did?
That was in my research. I guess I had that wrong. Mr.
Must not.
Bombastic was a big influential song for you. Mr.
Oh,
Bombastic.
is that a
Fantastic.
different song than Informer?
That's Shaggy.
Okay,
Shaggy's
it
a big.
wasn't me. That was a pretty critical song for me. I remember like friends at school being like, "I think you'd really like that," and I was like, "Why?" But then I listened to it and I was like, "You're right. This song is like deeply, needlessly sexual." Amazing. And it
Yeah.
had like kind of a playfulness to it. It was like kind of comedic in a way, and like yeah.
It's a funny song. It's a funny song.
It is a funny song. It's innately funny. It has a good beat.
What are you listening to in quarantine? Are you going back to your childhood favorites, comfort food?
I've been listening to a lot of like 60s stuff, like girl groups and stuff like that, and just there's something about that music that's just like really soothing, and it just like it feels like it was made at a time when no one felt pain, and I know that they did. But it just feels like there's something about like the 50s and 60s, and you're just like, oh, I can't be sad. This is just, and granted, you listen to a lot of those songs and they're like incredibly sad, secretly. But they're just like, they just feel good. I don't know. I feel like I've been extra sensitive lately. And so anything that like reminds me of anything specific, like I don't want it. So I just need something that's like neutral music. And for me, that's these girl groups.
We're talking Ronettes. We're talking Supremes.
We are. That is who we were talking. And also, like, I'll listen to some, I've been listening to some Nina Simone. Like, that's always good. Like, Dinah Washington, Ella Fitzgerald, just like, good.
Soul food. Soul.
It really is. Really is. It's good. Some Erykah Badu, like, just stuff that just has, like, a good energy. You can't be bummed out, even if you deeply are.
Yeah, Lane, these are bum out times right now. And I was thinking about this. Of all the people affected by this quarantine, and it is all the people.
Yeah, true. Very true.
I think that Lane Moore, author of a book titled How to Be Alone, would be more comfortable with this quarantine, isolation, lockdown life than most. Is that fair to say?
You would think so, but in this case, having written the book on something doesn't mean that it's like fun or easy because, like a lot of performers, my livelihood's been impacted, like all of those things. So, it's good to know how to be by yourself and like become your own best friend and your own ally. And I'm glad that I have those tools. But, even somebody who's really adept at sitting with themselves and getting to know themselves more deeply and things like that, doesn't want to like have the way that they make a living removed, or not be able to see their friends or people that they care about, or not be able to go outside. So it's like this is a very specific type of alone, and it's also the idea that like if you're somebody, I think a lot of people in quarantine are feeling this, where like if you're somebody who like your life was already really hard for a long time and it was like finally just starting to get good, hypothetically in 2020, and then this happened, you're like, oh, come on, like, no. So just because you're kind of used to surviving something doesn't mean that you like want to or that you're psyched to, if that makes sense.
The type of person you're talking about might be autobiographical.
I don't know what her name's Shane.
No, but it's true because look, Shane, you had this show, which is a phenomenal hit, Tinder Live, and you wrote the book, you're doing the TED Talks, and yes, Lane Moore on the rise, and then this comes along and it resets the entire industry. It's pretty tough, man. I'm in the boat with you. We're all in this boat. It's
Totally.
not ideal. By the way, have you seen an uptick in sales of your book?
I've definitely been getting a steady stream of messages with people being like, I just found this book. I feel like I might need it right now. And I'm like, you probably do. So that's been really cool. And I'm putting together like a virtual book tour because one of the things I was going to be touring with was finally touring with the book. So I'm going to be doing like a virtual book tour of that because it seems resonant. I've been doing live shows on Twitch and Instagram where we like play games and we watch like 50s industrial films and make fun of them, like Mystery Science Theater style, things like that. And hopefully putting together, like a virtual Tinder live tour, which I think would be really cool. It's just like getting the serotonin to do it.
Quarantinder What's going on Tinder in quarantine? I have not been on it.
The vibe is horny. The vibe is horny. The vibe is always horny. I guess I would say like the forecast or the corecast is extremely horny. I had met a dude on Tinder like right before quarantine because of Tinder Live. And like we were having this like cute conversation and I thought it was just really nice. We were talking for like a month. And then, it just like, it got less so. But then he's like still liking my Instagram posts or whatever. And like, I don't know, it was just bizarre. And then I saw him post that his grandma was going to set him up with someone. And I was like, how? In what? Where are you going to? What are you? It's heartening to know that there can be fuckboys even during quarantine. Because this seems like the time that it wouldn't be. Like, if you found someone who you really connected to during all of this, wouldn't you just like ride that wave? Would you really just be like, I'm sure I have options. It's a pandemic. Like, no.
Yeah. I'm as surprised to hear that as I am to hear the ice cream truck jingle in the background.
Yes, you're welcome. Oh my God.
I didn't think those would be coming back so soon.
Nature is healing.
IsoLate Night with Scott Rogowski. Live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern.